We always imagine the last week of school as being this really magical time that we do really fun activities with kids and we really kind of wrap up the year. But in reality, what happens is it happens really fast. We're burnt out. We don't have time to do those fun things. And so we kind of just do whatever we can get done. And so it doesn't end up being very magical compared to how we imagined it being in our heads. So in this video, I am going to help you get past the burnout and the stress of the last week of school by just telling you exactly what to do the last week of school. If you're new to my channel, I'm April Smith. I taught upper elementary for many, many years, had lots of last weeks of school, some not so great and some awesome. So in this video, I'm really going to share my expertise with you, and I'm going to give you a free resource so that you can be prepared for that last week of school and really make it magical for your students. The first thing that I want you to do with your students is to make memories. So this could be through some sort of last week of school project, some sort of game. A lot of these things can take a lot of time and effort to put together, and I don't want you to have to do that. So my recommendation, what I would do the last week of school, is to do 2 really fun escape games that are already pre-made. I'm going to link to these in the description here, and I'll link to the video as well where I talk about how I use these games. The cool thing is they're educational, so I can most definitely use them the last week of school without losing any instructional time, but they're also a way that we can make memories that our students are never going to forget. One of them being Escape from Emoji Island. Again, I will link to that video so you can kind of see what this looks like in detail, but I have adult students who come back and talk to me about this game, so I can tell you that it is pretty memorable. The second thing I want you to do is give yourself kind of a break. You should have some activities for students that they can do in partners or independently just to kind of finish practicing the skills, but also have fun that don't really involve your constant attention. So doing an escape room game is really fun, but it can be really exhausting. So you need some really simple activities. I'm going to link to a few activities that I'm giving you for free. So check the link in the description because these are some really enjoyable activities that your students can do at the end of the year. Most of them involve coloring, they involve cutting and pasting, they're very hands-on, especially because students are burnt out at this time of the year. It's a really helpful way to really practice particular skills without having to worry about worksheets being really boring. One page in the resource is similes and metaphors, and they cut out and they organize these. They can do this in partners, they can do it independently, you can do it as a larger group. It doesn't really matter, but this is an easy way for students to really apply what they know in a more hands-on way. And it's also a little hands-off for you. So that's really important to give you a little bit of time to recoup from all the other events that we're doing the last week of school. Okay, before we get to my last tip and you go to the description to get this completely free resource for the last week of school, please go to the comments and leave me a comment letting me know what your favorite last week of school activity is, because I'm always looking for new stuff. Even though I said I'm trying to simplify it and I'm trying to not have a lot of extra work, I'm always looking for new fun ideas. Okay, but let's get back to me telling you what to do so that you don't have to think about it. Again, though, make sure you go to the comments and let me know if you have ideas, because I love to see that. The last thing I want you to do on the last week of school with your students is to really wrap things up. So work with your students, whether it's through journaling or discussion, and talk about some of the things they struggled with, some of the things that they achieved, but also talk about what their hopes are for the next school year. So give that sense of closure by allowing for your students to write about or discuss what's coming up, what happened this year. There's lots of great activities for that, and it doesn't really involve any planning. It just involves you writing a prompt on the board, having your students journal, or telling them what we're going to be discussing as a group. Both things are great. I especially love what in it has extra writing practice, because writing is something that they always need extra practice in. So that is kind of my favorite that I'm leaning towards. So that is what I want you to do the last week of school. Enjoy your students, make memories, make it really count without having to put extra pressure and stress on yourself. So go to the links in the description, check out the Emoji Escape game, check out the free activities where we have color by code, we have all the hands-on moving pieces freebies. Definitely download that for your students and for yourself, because obviously doing extra work the last week of school is not cool. Before you leave this video, make sure that you click the thumbs up to tell me that you liked this video and you liked the free resource, and make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so that next Sunday when I put out another video with a free resource, you'll be notified and you can grab that resource too.